Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Chris. Today's video is all about new or newish releases that I have in my possession. Most of these, or a lot of these, are PR, so I wanted to let you know up front. And it took me a while to get this video up because I really wanted to give each of these a good wear, a good testing. I'm not a big fan of, first impressions, so all of these have been worn many, many times except one that just did not work out at all, and I just could not bring myself to wear it more than once. So if you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you have been enjoying my content and not yet subscribed, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and join the community. And with that, I'm just going to get started. I'm going to get started with one of my very, very favorite new releases that was sent to me, and I'm just over the moon with this one. This is a new one by Adelia Desel, and this is Blue Madeleine. Now, again, these bottles are just so beautiful with the gold specks inside. I'm a big fan of that. This did not smell like I thought it would smell. I thought it would smell like a true Madeleine, which is a little, like a small sponge cake or a little French cookie cake. So even though this does not smell like a cake or like a sponge cake, it is absolutely spectacular. And it is still gourmand because it smells like something you would eat or drink. This basically is a warm, milky, spicy tea. That's what it starts off with. And as it dries down, it becomes much more vanillic. So I get more of a vanillic sweetness, a gourmandy vanillic sweetness. So if you like tea, if you like a nice, spicy, warm, milky tea, and you like a nice smoky vanilla, this is gorgeous. As this gets into the dry down, the vanilla in here is similar to the vanilla in Lune Feline in that it is a little bit smoky, but the vanilla in Lune Feline to me was incredibly smoky, very, very warm, hot. This one is like a toned down version of that smoky vanilla. So you do definitely get vanilla in the dry down, but it does start off as a warm, spicy, milky tea with a splash of citruses and a little bit of rose in the background. I just get a hint of that. It is so delicious and addictive, and it is on the quiet side, but I don't care. It's so, so pretty, and I can get around 5 to 6 hours with this. The next one by the same house is called Villa Primrose. I'm going to shake it up because I love the little gold crystals. And this is a rose-based fragrance. To me, this is a fresh, musky, leathery rose with a little bit of a pink pepper. So those notes kind of sound strong. Leather. I'm not always a fan of leather. Leather is hit and miss with me. Rose, I pretty much like. I'm very easy with rose. I like a lot of rose perfumes. So the rose in here is very fresh. It's very, very fresh. It's very, very dewy, and it's offset at first with a little hint of that pink pepper. But as this dries down, it becomes warmer, and I definitely detect that leather. But the leather's very, very light. It's not a strong leather. It's not a super heavy leather. It is light leather, almost like a suede or a suede-y leather. Now, as this dries down, it gets a little bit more musky, and I do pick up a little bit of a slight lipsticky, like an iris. I know iris is in here, but the interesting thing is I can't really detect it till it starts to dry down. The rose is really front and center. Another one's very pretty. It's very, very light wearing, and I can get around 5, 6 hours, and about the 6 hour mark, it does become a skin scent, but beautiful. I've actually worn both of these to work because they're not super loud, but they have a nice little tight scent bubble. So when I wear them, I can enjoy them. I love them. Blue Madeleine is my favorite of the two though. The next one is a big, big love for me, and I'm super excited to have it in my collection. It is one of the newest ones from Micallef, and this is called Eau Feminine. This is an orange blossom centered fragrance, and let me tell you, this is one of the prettiest orange blossom perfumes I've ever smelled. Now, if you don't like orange blossom, you probably will not like this perfume because it is really one of the most realistic orange blossom fragrances I have ever come across. This is very, very realistic. It's got a touch, just a touch of greenness. So you have that beautiful, very realistic bright orange blossom offset with a little bit of greenness from Neroli. Now Neroli and particularly Benigna can come off bitter. Neroli is more green, Benigna can come off more bitter. I want to say both of them are in here, but there is zero bitterness. Just a slight hint of a greenness, which gives it a freshness. It has a really nice hint of a jasmine. Jasmine is another one, hit or miss. I can't take a super heavy jasmine. The jasmine in here is definitely detectable in the dry down, but it's very, very pretty. It's very light, and it has a little bit of a sweetness. I want to say maybe a slight vanillic sweetness, but it is in no way a gourmand orange blossom. It's not going to smell like Love Don't Be Shy, in my opinion. It has a sweetness, but it's not overly sweet, sticky, or cloying. So if you do enjoy orange blossom like I do, oh my gosh, I can't recommend this more highly. It is absolutely beautiful. The next one is a new one by Navitas. Now I've had this for about a month, but again, I wanted to spend time with all of these. This is Melon Kiss, and this is in collaboration with Gabby. Gabby loves perfume. So this is very much a melon forward perfume. That is the very first thing I get. So imagine a cantaloupe melon, and you pour some really sweet coconut cream on top. So very fruity, very melon-like. You get a lot of coconut. Now, as this dries down, I do detect some florals, and I want to say specifically jasmine, and it's like a honeyed jasmine to me. So if you don't like any florals and you don't like jasmine, this may not be your cup of tea. If you think this is all about, you know, fruits and coconut and sweetness, it does have some detectable jasmine, which dries down on me. So you do need to like a little bit of flowers, but you absolutely need to like a sweet melon forward fragrance with some sweet coconut. It's a very tropical fragrance. It's very summery, you know, with the melons and the coconut in the background, florals. And I got around 4 to 5 hours with this. That was just me. If you wanted this to last a little bit longer, you're going to want to layer something underneath, and Bath & Body Works makes like, it's a cucumber melon, which I think would go really, really well with this. So the next fragrance is from a brand I kept seeing over on Instagram, and I was really, really interested in trying them. And I remember thinking, gosh, I really want to try their fragrances. And I put it on my wish list, never got around to doing it. And the brand reached out to me and asked if they could send me a couple fragrances. They sent me 2 of their newest releases, the one I'm going to show today. So the brand is called Sasa, and this one is Le Notte de Gioia, I think, and this is called Shanthhi. So I would describe this as a dark, ambery, spicy, fruity perfume with a little bit of an oceanic vibe. So the fruits in here are pineapple and mango, and I get really more of a mango. Now they're not these bright, fresh, tropical drink type fruits. They are, so the fruits in here are dark and a little bit sweet. I would call them gothic-y, like they're very sexy. So this is not like a fun tropical drink with, you know, your little umbrella straw in it. This is sexy date night. This is brooding and very gorgeous. This would be, in my opinion, unisex, although some people might think it leans a little bit feminine. So you've got this really dark, beautiful pineapple mango with a little bit of a mango skin. So those dark fruits, I would say, are similar to the dark fruits in, say, something like a God of Fire. Like, they're not the same perfume at all, but both of those fragrances have these really dark, sexy fruits in them. They're not these tropical drink type fruits. This is the same way. This has a little bit of an undertone of a like an oceanic or a marine type note without that seaweed. I do not like that. In my opinion, like those seaweedy oceanic notes completely ruin a fragrance for me. I just can't take it. It's there in the background, almost like you added a little bit of a splash of warm salt water from the deepest part of the ocean. So it's very dark and it has a beautiful amber in the background. And this one lasts literally all day. I have another one in the collection. It is also called La Notte di Gioia, but it's called Sasa, and that one has like tobacco in it. It's got some fruits, tobacco, some whiskey, some spirits. It's absolutely beautiful. I gave that to Pat and he loves it, and that is a compliment magnet. Another one, that I can smell on him like 12 hours later. Beautiful from the brand. I was so impressed by these two fragrances that I actually asked if they had a discovery set I could purchase, because I really want to get my nose on more of these fragrances. They're working on that right now, so hopefully within a couple months that will be available for purchase, because I do want to try more. Beautiful, beautiful perfume, and really looking forward to more from the brand. The next one is the newest one from Kylie. This is Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. I mean, this is all over social media. I predict this is going to be, I love the bottle. It's beautiful, almost holographic, pink and holographic. I predict this is going to be a very, very big seller for the brand, because I actually brought this to work and all of my work friends sprayed this on themselves. They wore it all day and the hallways were smelling great. Everybody was smelling great. Everybody loved it. There was only one person that didn't like it. She loved it in the beginning, but as it dried down, it just, to her, she said it was a little bit too floral. She does not like flowers at all. She really likes sweet vanilla gourmand perfumes. The notes in here are, there's a candied pear, there are violets. You know, someone could think there's a little bit of orange blossom, but there isn't. There's violets. There is white caramel. It's right here on the back. Bubblegum, rock sugar, and vanilla cream. So if you want to know what this smells like in a nutshell, this smells like you took La Belle Intense, then you added a little bit of Vanilla 28, and then you added a splash of Silk Santal, and you mixed them all together. You're going to get something that smells like this one. I think it's going to do very, very well, because it went over very well with my work friends, and my work friends can be very picky and they don't always agree on one thing, but everyone but one loved this one, and it has great longevity, great lasting power. So the next new release is one I purchased myself, and it's by Benigna Parfums, and this is called COMETE PARADIS. So this is a coconutty sandalwood perfume with a splash of cacao. Now I could have put it in my coconut perfumes, but at the time I think I had only worn it twice, so I've had it for about 6 weeks or so. And this one is really, really good. If you like milky musk, it's not the same perfume, but there are some similarities. So the sandalwood in here is a little bit similar to the sandalwood in milky musk. But the sandalwood in milky musk to me smells very realistic, like wood chips, like freshly pulled wood chips off of a tree or freshly cut wood. This is not nearly as wood chippy, but there is definitely sandalwood in here. I do get a coconut. The coconut is not super sweet. It would be like on the dry side, almost like coconut flakes you freshly scraped out of a coconut. And even though there is musk in here, it's not quite as strong as it is in milky musk. And then you add like a dusting of cacao. So this is not chocolatey. Don't think chocolate. Don't think chocolate milkshake. This is a very dry cacao. It's a beautiful sandalwoody, coconutty perfume with some nice dry and non-sweetened cacao. I absolutely love it. It smells gorgeous. There is actually a lotion by Bath & Body Works that I own that reminds me of this perfume, and I think it's called Coconut Milkshake. They have a lot of similarities. There are differences, like take that lotion and then add a non-sweetened cacao and a little bit of woodiness, and you're going to come up with this. I love it. It'll be great for the summer. So the next one that was sent to me was PR from Boho Boko, and this is called Magic Mushroom. Now, I like so many perfumes in this line. In fact, there is almost nothing in this line that I don't enjoy, except this one. This one, I think, you know, they really wanted to do something artistic. They really wanted to go out of the box. And that box was just did not align with my taste. So this has like mushrooms and cannabis and oak moss. And what I get is I get something that smells a lot like celery. I get a very, very strong, like a celery note. And then I get something that smells like wet, damp earth after the rain. And then it just gets a lot more like acidic and sour on me in the dry down. And I do appreciate, I mean, the color is really pretty. The color of the juice is really pretty. This might work for someone, you know, who really enjoys something super artistic, who doesn't want to smell like someone coming or going, but this just did not align with my taste. So if you really enjoy a very out of the box fragrance and those notes or the way I described it sounds, you know, interesting to you, give it a sniff, give it a sample. But I don't think this is going to be a big seller for them because it is a little bit hard to enjoy in my mind, unless you like something like a very strong celery and something damp that smells like damp earth after the rain. Okay, I've got two more. The next one is another new release by Navitus. They released what they call all over body sprays. I have several. The one I have in my hand is MIEL EXSTASE because it's the one that I have used the most. I have several in the line. And it took me a while to try these because frankly, I'm not a huge, I thought these were gonna be body mists. And I don't really wear body mists a lot. I just prefer lotion and perfume or perfume alone. But this one was a really big surprise. So this smells exactly like the perfume that came out maybe a year ago. So it's a beautiful, nutty, honeyed perfume. And let me tell you, there's nothing light about this. I typically, the 3 times I had tried it, I sprayed these all at night and I could smell them in the morning when I woke up, so a good 8 hours later. I actually brought this to work and some of my coworkers sprayed this, smelled it, wanted to spray it, and it lasted all day on them. So a good alternative to some of the perfumes. I think they're a little bit less expensive. I wanna say maybe $80, $90. So a good alternative if you want to save a little bit money, but you love the scent profile, or you want to really do it up. You want to layer it. You want to add the spray and then the perfume. Oh my gosh, it's going to last all day and people are going to smell you from about 10 feet away. So these are really nice. This is a nice alternative. And the last one was the newest release from House of Sillage. Now, they reached out to me a while ago and asked if I wanted the newest release Batman, and I can't believe I said, you know, I don't think so. There was something, I thought for whatever reason it was a masculine perfume. I didn't think I would enjoy it, so I said no thank you. And then about 2 weeks later, I took a look at the notes. I said, you know what, yes, please go ahead and send it to me. If I don't like it, I can always give it away in a giveaway. So when this got sent to me and I sprayed it, I was completely shocked because it's definitely one of my favorite of the newest releases, and I'm including like Bugs Bunny and even Wednesday, which is one of their great sellers. Wednesday sells out all the time, and I've worn Wednesday to work, and people love that on me. It is very likable. It is a compliment getter. It is a very popular fragrance. I personally like Batman better. It just, I don't know, it just aligns with my taste a little bit more, even though all of those are nice. This one is by far my favorite. So let me put the lid back on. So the re-release, the bottles are a little bit different. Personally, I like this bottle much better for the little windows of the building. You have the Swarovski crystals. It's just quite pretty. I've never had an issue with these bottles. So yeah, this perfume is beautiful. So to me, I would describe this as a jammy rose with fruits, a little bit of violet, some patchouli, you know, some woods in the background. So the reason why I love this perfume is that it has a jammy rose. I'm really into like a sweet jammy rose. So the rose in here is very jammy. I know there's a little bit of apple in here. I think there's a little bit of pear, but what I get is a beautiful jammy rose with patchouli in the background. I'm really kind of over those rose saffron and the rose oud perfumes. I was really never into them. But a sweet jammy rose with patchouli is right up my alley, just like this one. It does have a touch of powderiness from the violet, and it reminds me a little bit of like an oud scent. The rose in there to me is the same. It's sweet, it's a little bit powdery, it's a little bit jammy. Other than that, they're completely different fragrances, other than the sweet, powdery, jammy rose, which I love. So again, in the base, you've got, I wanna say sandalwood, and of course, patchouli. The surprising thing to me is this is not beast mode. I have to really kind of spray myself, but I get around 6 hours. This is a gorgeous date night perfume. I have worn this to work, Because it's not a super strong perfume, I mean, it's really not loud. I would actually say Wednesday projects more. This one has more of a tight scent bubble. Absolutely love it. So that's it, some new releases that are in my possession. None of these are first impressions. I've spent a long time with each one of these perfumes, body sprays, with the exception of Magic Mushroom. I just could not bring myself to wear it again. It just really wasn't me. Now, I know there's somebody out there that is going to love and appreciate it, and I will try to find someone to pass this fragrance on to. But thanks again for sticking around. Thanks for watching. If you have any new releases in your hot little hands that you want us all to know about, that you love, let us know in the comments below. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.